In this debate, the two sides of the House is actually arguing whether this institutional change is preferable rather than the funding of the policy itself. But we, as the leader of opposition and opposition side of the House, we believe that this kind of institutional change is way more ineffective rather than the or proposal to the funding the policy itself. But first, I will deliver my rebuttal. First, they are going to say that they are going to make some independent council for the police brutality itself, where people can probably rat out or telling that there have been some kind of police brutality that happens in their neighborhood. But we believe that this kind of independent council itself is not going to prevent anyone or any police is going to do some police brutality stuff that they are linking it to the military court itself. But we believe the existence of military court itself is not going to 100% reducing the probability of what crime still is happening. But then we can see that with this kind of official itself or council itself, the war crime still exists, and probably the police brutality itself is going to happen too. And then they are saying that the vigilantism is going to happen if we are going to defund the police. But we believe that the vigilantism or racketeering is going to happen if we abolish the police, not defunding the police. Police still there. Police still going to monitor everyone doing, or probably ensure the safety of the people. And we believe that this vigilantism is unlikely to happen if we are going to defunding the police. And then and we as the leader of opposition, we as the opposition side of the House, we have two main points to talk today, which is first, we believe that is with this kind of defunding the police, we believe that we are totally sure that this going to help the people as a whole, and actually reducing the crime rate and making a safe environment for all. And then we believe that this with the funding of police itself is going to reducing the likely percentage of kind of police brutality to happen. And then we as the opposition side of the House, we have the stance to defund the police as a whole, defund the police, but we can make sure that safety of the people still right there. We still can provide the people with the safety they needed and they feel, even with the current state of the police. And then our mechanism itself is we are going to defunding the police, reallocating their funds to social welfare programs such healthcare or housing, subsidized housing, education, etc. We believe that if we are going to redirecting this kind of fund to the social welfare program, it will reducing the risk of crime, since we know that the crime itself is happen due to the people of lack of necessities in their life, or probably they need the money. They need the money to do something that they do crime. Probably people robbing other people's houses because they are lack of money to provide them with food or something, and because of the how the government itself failed to provide such as necessities to their people, to the civilians, it resorts them to violent action in order to survive. It's like the survival instinct. And we actually redirecting this kind of funds to social welfare program, which can help them to get a better, help them to gain the necessities in their life. We believe that it will make them not thinking about the unthinkable, such as the extreme way or extreme action to gain the necessities, because we already provide them. We actually help them to get them. And then because of this, the crime rate itself is going to we are going to reduce the crime rate itself by so many percentage. I mean, we are going to actually affect their crime rate itself as a whole, because we are going to redirect them to the social welfare program. We can see the example itself in social welfare countries such as in Sweden, in Finland, and such in the Swiss itself, where the people gain their necessities through the how many fund the government has already been put into a social welfare program. We can see that the necessities of the people has been fulfilled, and then they have no reason to do crime. It means we can see that the crime rate in these countries are very low itself, ladies and gentlemen. Because of this very low, we can see from the, because of the example that we can see from the other nation, we believe that we can implement this kind of defunding the police and reallocating them to other place, to our American cities, and we believe that it will brings benefit it will brings the benefit for the people itself. And then talking about the safety of the people, the safety of the people still be our main problem in here, because we are actually going to defunding them and probably scrapping the police itself from the power that they have been. But we believe that if we are going to fund them more and more, and we believe that if they have the power, if we are going to give someone a big power and they tend to abuse that power, the abuse of power itself is the main reason why the police in the United States is eagerly doing some kind of police brutality, even the perpetrator itself is doing a petty crimes. Then because of, we can already say that we are going to reallocating this to the social welfare program, we believe that public safety is still probably the public safety is being safer, since we are going to reducing the crime rates itself, because we are going to addressing the main reason why people do crimes. And then because we are actually making the people such get their necessities, there are less people doing crimes. It means that we need the less police to handle the crime rate in their cities, right? And that's why the funding of the police itself is going to prevent them to abuse the power that they have from now, because the crime rate is so low. And then because the crime rate is so low, and then we need the lesser police to handle the serious crimes that have specific reasons, such as political terrors or terrorist group and such like that. And then and then we can see that this kind of public safety itself, we can see that people, if we have a low crime rate, that our necessities have been fulfilled by the government, we can see that the chance of us interacting with the police is very low. If we have the probability of interacting with the police is very low, it means that the probability of the chance of the police brutality itself going to happen is very low too, since we're going to reduce our chance to meet them, because we are not going to do any crimes, and the police presence itself is so very low, because we are actually defunding them. And then we, as the leader, we are opposition of the house, we preferably defunding the police rather than institutional change that have been proposed by the government, since it is we can see it is not so effective as like our proposal. And then our proposal itself is very beneficial for both of us all, and we actually affects the help of the social welfare program, rather than we are going only to reform the police, which only benefits the police itself. And then that's all from me. Thank you.